So in another video, I had talked about how Alexa Nicholas, Jeanette McCurdy, and Daniela Monet were, from what I could tell, they were initially the three leading voices in exposing some of the dirt that was going on with Dan Schneider and the Nickelodeon network. And as we all know, Dan Schneider is the guy who gave us many great, beloved classic Nickelodeon shows, from The Amanda Show to Drake and Josh to Zoe 101 to iCarly to Victorious and Sam and Cat. All great shows. That was a huge, major part of entertainment in our childhood. And, it made me question, and I think I mentioned this in the last video. I said there was a number of stars who, especially the young women, who appeared to have not said anything about the matter. And I was questioning, why haven't we heard anything from people like Miranda Cosgrove or Victoria Justice or Aaron Sanders or Kristen Herrera or like any of the others? And now we get this. Now, again, this is just two people so far. Now, keep in mind, Jeanette McCurdy, the Nickelodeon, they tried to offer her $300,000 to shut up about, stuff going on behind the scenes. And she turned it down. And now here she is exposing a lot of the dirt. And I applaud her for her integrity. And I think anybody with a reasonable mind would look at that and say, yeah, that was the right thing to do. Now we get this. Ariana Grande and Elizabeth Gillies accused of taking hush money from Nickelodeon. They were known for playing their roles. They both came from Victorious, and they played the roles as Jade, and Jade was played by Elizabeth Gillies, and Ariana played Cat. So let's do this right quick. So just to be clear, what is hush money? Which I think most people know this by now, but just in case. Money paid to someone to prevent them from disclosing embarrassing or discreditable information. So in other words, I give you this money and you don't say a word. You shut up. I give you the money, you hush. Not a word. And keep in mind, this is just an accusation. This is an allegation. We don't know. We can't say exactly for sure, but I think most people looking at this are saying, yeah, they probably took that money. Now, let's see if this article details how much was supposedly given to them and what all went down and where we go from here. This was according to Yahoo News. Kelly Coffee Barons had posted this. Fans are slamming Victoria. And by the way, right before I go into this, I will say that there was another article that I read. I don't know if this is the same one, where fans had took to social media and they were divided over the issue. So you had a number of fans that were basically supporting them and defending them, while you had others that were opposing them and criticizing them. So this was kind of a divisive thing. Fans are slamming Victorious stars Ariana Grande and Elizabeth Gillies as they remain silent on the Quiet on Set docuseries. If you've seen the documentary television series on Max, you'll know that the dark side of children's television was exposed as many child stars revealed what their experience was like working on popular Nickelodeon shows. Both Ariana Grande and Elizabeth Gillies have yet to speak on the release of the documentary, nor have they shared their experience working with the network, which has many convinced that they took hush money from Nickelodeon. Did Ariana and Elizabeth take hush money? Jeanette McCurdy claims that, and I had alluded to this earlier, Jeanette McCurdy claims that Nickelodeon offered her $300,000 as a thank you gift with the condition that she never talk publicly about her experiences on the show. She turned the money down and revealed her experience in her memoir, I'm Glad My Mom Died. Now, let me just stop right there for a second. Again, I know that this doesn't exactly prove anything. And I know that this doesn't just mean, I know people will always say, oh, well, if you can't prove it in a court of law, and if you can't, listen, here's the deal. This is what I want to say about that. If somebody's offering you money to shut up about something and to not talk about your experience with something, I mean, why are they doing that to begin with? Why don't they want you to talk about it? Is there like some type of damning evidence about something that took place that was either criminal or maybe not even criminal, but it could be, immoral or unethical or whatever you want to call it? Why are they doing that? And so you're offering her $300,000 for what? Obviously, you must have done something that you don't want people to know about. And as a miscalculation on your behalf, people like Jeanette and Alexa and Daniela, as I talked about in the other video, they said, no, we're going to say something about this. And I'll tell you, especially especially Alexa and Jeanette. I would even say more so Alexa a little bit. I mean, she slammed Nickelodeon harder than anybody else. I mean, she tore Nickelodeon apart. I mean, she mopped the floor with it. Wow. Now that the public knows about McCurdy's claims, many are convinced that the network also offered other stars hush money, and fingers are being pointed at stars who have yet to speak out on their experiences with Nickelodeon. Ariana and Elizabeth, who both starred in Victorious, are among those stars. Now, again, don't take this as me saying like, hey, when I name some of the other people, like I question why people like Miranda or Victoria or, some of these other people, it makes me question why they haven't said anything. But that doesn't mean that I'm saying that I'm accusing them of doing something that they shouldn't have done. Again, I'm not here to make that accusation, but anybody can feel free to have that opinion, and you tell me what you think. Victoria stars remain mum on Quiet on Set. In a social media post from Gillies, many have flooded the comment section, accusing her and Grande of taking hush money. I think the link to the post is right there. I'll click it in a bit and see if it's still there, assuming that it wasn't taken down. One user asked, so both of y'all took hush money. How much hush money did Dan Schneider give you to keep quiet? Another person said, definitely signed NDAs. Others pointed out how Gillies is still following Dan Schneider on her Instagram. Why are you following Dan Schneider? One of her followers asked. Some fans stick up for Ariana Grande and Elizabeth Gillies. While many slammed the former Nickelodeon stars for remaining quiet, others stood up for them. All of you in this comment section are so weird. One of her followers adding, quit blaming victims and remember that no one owes you their trauma. All right, that's fair enough. This is serious stuff real people had to go through, and you're all treating it like some silly gossip you can't wait to get more of. Well, again, as I said in a few other videos before, check it out. When you become a celebrity, anybody here who is not a celebrity, who's not rich, not famous, just an average nobody like me, if you ever decide to get famous by any means, and for whatever field you take, whether you want to be an actor, a singer, a comedian, a journalist, a podcaster, or a YouTuber, or just anything, no matter what you do and no matter where you get famous at, just know that no matter what it is that you do, unless you're really good at hiding it, there's going to be some backlash somewhere, whether it's right or wrong. There's going to be some flack. There's going to be conspiracy theories. There's going to be rumors, and there's going to be gossip, because that comes with being a celebrity. You automatically get a lot of fans and lovers. You automatically get a lot of critics and haters. And then, of course, you still have people who don't know you, or they know you, but they don't care one way or the other. That automatically comes with being a celebrity. So, I mean, I only halfway agree with that point. So it says right here, this is something that Zoe 101 actor Matthew Underwood also expressed in his recent social media posts. He said, please take a moment and consider that some people might not be making statements because talking about this kind of stuff brings up memories and emotions that are difficult to deal with, and they have every right to be silent. Please consider harassing other actors who wish to maintain their privacy. You never know who has already been a victim of hell you're wishing upon them. Who has spoken out about Quiet on Set? While Ariana and Elizabeth have yet to speak on the docuseries, many other stars came forward, including Drake Bell, who was not only part of the documentary, but has slammed Nickelodeon for the way they handled accusations. He said, there's a very well-tailored response saying, learning about his trauma because they couldn't say that they didn't know about this or what had happened or anything, he said on the Sarah Fraser Show podcast. So I think that was a really well-tailored response by probably some big attorney in Hollywood. He went on, he said, I find it pretty empty, their responses, because, they still show our shows, they still put our shows on, and I have to pay for my own therapy. I have to figure out if there was anything, if there was any truth behind them actually caring, there would be something more than quotes on a page by obviously a legal representative telling them exactly how to tailor a response. Now, apparently Dan Schneider had apologized for all this stuff that went down, and a lot of people would deem it as a fake apology, which, by the way, I saw that there was a video of him apologizing. I actually didn't watch it yet, but it says right here, Alexa Nicholas, here we go. Alexa Nicholas breaks silence on Dan Schneider's apology. And I got to tell you, whenever Alexa Nicholas's name pops up, that just makes me feel good because, I already liked her as an actress and a person beforehand, but ever since all of this right here, she for sure has just become one of my all-time favorite people. Former Nickelodeon star Alexa Nicholas, who played Nicole on Zoey 101, slammed Dan Schneider following his apology, accusing him of playing the sympathy card. When someone doesn't personally come to you and apologize, it's not an apology, she said in her YouTube video. If you hear anything about it through other people, it's not really an apology, right? An apology is to the person that you hurt. I would have appreciated it if Dan apologized directly to me. Where's a phone call of an apology? How come you can do that video but not reach out to the person that you hurt? The Blast has reached out to representatives for both Ariana Grande and Elizabeth Gillies. So, I mean, look, I might have to get to that one in a separate video, but I will watch the video on Dan Schneider's apology, and of course, gladly cover again Alexa Nicholas's response to it. And I mean, look, so now that opens up a new question. I mean, it's just like Drake said. I'm sorry, not Drake. Who was the other one? Matthew Underwood. He played in Zoey 101. He was, what's his character's name in there? Why am I drawing a blank on it? Logan. He was Logan in that show. And so on one side, so there are, I guess you can maybe say there's two sides to this. Maybe. On one hand, he's saying maybe they don't want to speak about it because it'll bring back so many bad memories and emotions and it'll completely mess them up mentally and they don't want to talk about it. And so that's why they're tired of people talking about it. But then, on the other hand, people are saying, well, if they took hush money, then that would explain why they haven't been as vocal about it as Alexa and the others have. Now, I'm going to go to this post right here on Facebook. By the way, I posted this right here. So I posted this on Facebook earlier. A lot of people were shocked about this, and I see a lot of reactions to it that are either like wow or angry or crying or whatever. And this is what I said, and I posted the picture with them. I said, breaking news, former Victorious stars Ariana Grande and Elizabeth Gillies allegedly accepted hush money from Nickelodeon. This is supposedly why they remained silent regarding the controversies of the network. Fans took to social media and are apparently divided on the issue, with some supporting and defending them while others are opposing and criticizing them. I'll be discussing it in an upcoming video. Give me your thoughts. P.S. This crap doesn't stop. Now, I have some comments right here. Let me see what they're saying here. One person says, whatever is in the darkness will come out to the light in 2024. Cat Williams was right. How could they? They chose money over the safety of their co-stars. It says a lot about these two. I'm disappointed in both these mega talented women. They should have known better. Not everything is about money. Now, as a person who's a hardcore left-winger, I will easily agree. Yes, not everything is about money. And at least not everything should be about money. And then I said, okay, I got to dig a little deeper into this. We don't yet have exact proof, though it seems very likely. We'll see how many others allegedly accepted this money. One person here says this. One person says they were underaged and they're women. I don't think anyone should be bashing them. It's Nickelodeon, its executives, show producers, agents, etc., who should all be blamed. These ladies were victims. And if that is true, okay, look, so then that would connect to Matthew Underwood's comment, which is, this is why they didn't say anything, and they were young, and they didn't really know how to fight back, and maybe they were just, because they were young and getting their big break into acting, and so they had these big shows going on, and because they were doing Victorious, and then Ariana did the spinoff Sam and Cat, becoming a huge star from that, really taking off with her music career. I mean, I don't know. I'm just kind of speculating here, but that is those are the only two plausible explanations. Either A, they went through some stuff on there that they don't want to relive, or B, they accepted the money and they shut up, and that's why they're not saying anything, and that's why they can't openly criticize Dan Schneider in the network. One other person here says, if that's correct, then this could get interesting, as a lot of states are starting to lift the silence on NDAs forced under duress. Minors can't sign contracts, right? Not sure about emancipated minors. So who was their acting agent and would agree to that? Hopefully somebody speaks up. One person says, Liz Gillies met her current husband at Nickelodeon. Gillies met American music producer Michael Corcoran, I think that's how you pronounce his name. Michael Corcoran, on the set of Victorious when she was 16 and he was 36. Wow. Corcoran co-wrote and produced the songs that Gillies sang on the show. Holy crap. Wow. I think there's a couple more. One person here says they should speak up to save others. Yeah, I think that's fair. And then the rest of the comments was just me mentioning people in the comments to show them this post. So I don't know. So just to kind of reiterate one last time, just to repeat myself, Ariana Grande and Elizabeth Gillies allegedly took hush money from Nickelodeon. Now, why is that? Or why haven't the question is, why haven't they said anything, and why haven't they been as vocal as Alexa, Daniela, and Jeanette? Well, there's only one of two ways to look at it. Either A, they went through some stuff on the show, they didn't want to relive it. B, maybe they themselves personally didn't go through anything, but they knew other stuff going on with other people, but Nickelodeon said, hey, here, take this and shut up. Which one do you think is more like, what do you think happened? So again, it's hard for me to take a definitive stance on this. You just give me your thoughts, and I'm sure there's a lot more on this coming. So like, subscribe, comment, tell me what you think. This is wild.